Welcome back everyone. Quickly, let's continue our discussion on CSS width, height and max width property. And right now, we'll be discussing about the CSS height properties, CSS width and height property in another way. Another way you can control your CSS height and width properties. Quickly, back to our document. In our previous tutorial, we discussed about the height, that we can control the height using our percentage, which is a big lie. We can control it with percentage, but there is another way, there is another alternative where you can do that. So I'm going to be exploring that with you guys. Please stay tuned. Right here, back to our document at the top right here. Let's say for instance now we are having this in our previous tutorial, or where we specify this. No, this is not what we got here previously. Yes, previously we are having this. Let me save the document first and reload. Yes, previously we are having this. Now let's say for instance now we want to use percentage right here. Firstly, let's define our width. Let's turn our width to auto. As you can see, our width is in auto right now, but this is our height. We want to control it using our percentage. Let's say we use instead of 400 pieces, we use 40%. Let's use 40%. Let's see if it will work. Let's reload. When we reload our document, it will never work. Let's use 20%. When we use 20%, let's reload. Can you see it's not working, right? Let's use this in another element, because that's what I used to show you guys. I used to do this in different elements also, so you guys can be able to see how this works in another element, so you can be able to be aware of whatever you're doing. So let's quickly select the div element, this div element right here. Let's give it border. Let's give it border 20 visual solid blue. I'm going to give it blue color. Let's reload. Now we're having this. Now let's specify our height inside this place. So if we have to specify the height, definitely we need to use like 200 pixel, right? Let's specify the 200 pixel. As you can see, now we are having 200 pixel height. Well, let's say for instance we want to use this in percentage. Let's see what will happen. Can you see the percentage doesn't work? So let's say for instance now, for you to know that it's not working, let's give it 80%. Can you see it is not working? And let's give it, let's even give it 1000%. Can you see it is not working? When I reload it, it is not working. But only when we specify px, it can work, right? Let's reload. Can you see it's working now when I specify the px value? The reason why it's not working when I'm specifying 80% or whatever percent, let me give it 50% so you can be able to understand this easily. When I give it 50%, when I reload, can you see the same thing? Of course it's not working. The reason why is that this div element is inside this body element, so for you to control it, you need to firstly specify a value inside your body element, but the value must be in what? In px. But let's say for instance we remove this height now. Let's save our document and reload. Maybe it will work now. Can you see? Definitely it's not working. Definitely the default value that they control this body element with is not something like px. So definitely let's specify height of something. Let's specify height of 700 pixel specifically. Now when we specify 700 pixel right here, definitely our percentage at the bottom right here is going to work. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to confirm that for you. As a scientist, you shouldn't talk without evidence. So the evidence is the one I'm bringing out for you guys. So you can see, as you can see right here inside our body element, I gave this 700 pixel. When I save our document, and this div element is inside our body element, so I give it 50%. Now let's reload our document now. Can you see? Now our percentage is working with our div element. So when we increase or decrease our, as you can see, we are having 50% of these big things. Can you see this red border right here is 100 peso, as you can see, but this blue border right here is 50% of it. So we are taking 50% out of this 700 peso. So let's say for instance now we give this one 500 peso, and we are taking the 50% out of it. We are going to see how it's going to look. Can you see this is the 50% and this is the 100%? So definitely, let's now say we use percentage right here. When we use percentage at the top right there, it will never work, it will never work again. So definitely you don't if you now, for you now to use anything right here, you are going to use peso again. So definitely the value you specify, if you specify something with along with value of percentage in the parent, you should use the peso in the child. Or if you use the value of peso in the parent, then you should use percentage in the child. So that's how it works together. If not, it will never work. As you can see, when I specify peso here, I'm using percentage at the top, which is the body element. Now it's going to work. Can you see it's working now? That's what is going on. So that's how most of all these elements also working together, so that you can be able to understand them. As you can see, when I increase it, it works. But when I specify peso right here, let's reload our document. Let's see if it works. Can you see it's still working when we specify peso? But if to say is percentage we are trying to use, the percentage is never going to work when we specify percentage in the parent and we specify the percentage in the child. So let me specify percentage right here, and percentage right here, so you can see percentage right here in the parent, percentage right here in the child. You are going to see that the child will not work again. Can you see the child is not working? Or else we use px. When we use px now, the child is going to work. Can you see? But when we specify, let's say for instance we bring it back to percentage. Let's save our document and reload. Now it's been percentage. Now when we use the pixel in the parent, because the parent is having pixel, the child is having percentage. Now it's going to work. Let's reload our document. Can you see now it is working? So we are taking 100% out of the 500 peso. So 100% is the one you are seeing right there. So if it's 50%, we are taking out of it. Let me show you. Can you see now 50% out of the 500 peso? So I want you guys to practice this, because practice makes perfect. If you don't do that, nobody will do that for you. And what akorede ayofe is my name once again. I wish to see you guys next time to the next tutorial. Have a great day. Peace and love.